Hi, this is Joel Persinger, the gun guy. Thanks for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. As you can see, we're out on the P2K training range again today, out in El Cajon, California. By the way, P2K is a great range to shoot on. And like a lunatic, I'm out here in the rain on the training range just for you. I wouldn't do it for anybody else. And I came out here to talk about yet another always gun. You've probably, if you've watched my videos, heard me talk about always guns before. An always gun is a little gun, like a little mouse gun, small 5-shot revolver or small autoloader or something along that line, that you can always have with you, provided you're in a state and in a place where you can legally carry a gun. And if you can legally carry one, my advice is you should. The world is getting more interesting every day. Well, I have the king of all always guns with me, and that is the little itty-bitty North American Derringer. That thing is tiny. I mean, it's an itty-bitty little thing, and I really like them. They're a lot of fun to shoot. They're also very safe, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Now, this one happens to be in .22 long rifle. I've also seen them in .22 Magnum, and North American Arms makes Derringers absolutely fabulously well. They are extremely well fitted and finished, and they're made out of stainless steel. They're just strong as strong could be, even though they're very small. You know the old saying, dynamite comes in small packages. Well, I would say that applies to these little North American Derringers. Now, I mentioned safety. They're very safe, and they're very easy to load, by the way. There's a little button on the end of the rod around which the cylinder rotates. And all you have to do is push that little button in and then slide that rod out, and there it is. Now, when you slide it back in, see if I can get it in my hand in the right way, you slide it back in, you'll notice there's a flat spot or kind of a concave spot on the top. That goes along underneath the barrel. Now I'm going to put that in my pocket to get it out of the way for the moment so I don't drop it in the mud, because it is a little rainy out here. And then I'll put the hammer on half cock and then just slide the cylinder out completely. And I'll try to get a close-up shot of this, but if you can see, the back of the cylinder has some notches in it, and there's a notch in between each chamber. And that's a hammer rest notch, I guess you could call it. That's a safe place that you can let your hammer rest after you've got the gun loaded, so that the hammer is not resting on a live primer. That way, if you drop the gun, the hammer isn't struck by the concrete or the ground or whatever and set a round off, because the hammer is going to rest in one of these tiny little notches right here. And that's how you load it and keep it safe, and you can put it in a little pocket holster and stick it in your pocket. Now, truthfully, if you were to ask me would I use this as my primary defense carry gun? No, I wouldn't. But I might use it as a backup to my backup, or as a little backup if I had it. And it just depends on where I am and what I'm doing. Depending on what I'm going to do, where I am, and what I'm planning on facing, or if there's very little danger or none at all, or what I'm wearing, yeah, I might have one of these and carry it with me. But would I use it as my primary defensive arm? No. I probably would keep it in my shirt pocket or something like that as a secondary arm in case for some reason I wanted to do a New York reload. You know, I carry a 5-shot revolver all the time, and after 5 shots, it's a little quicker to get one of these if you don't have time to reload your revolver. So that might be an option for you. The one thing I can say about them is they're extraordinarily well made, which is very, very nice when you're looking at a little tiny little gun like this. And as I said, once you load them, if you just put it on that half-point notch, then it locks in there real nice and solid. And guess what? Now if you drop it, the hammer's not going to strike the firing pin, and the guns, or in the case of the .22, it's not going to strike the primer on the rim, and the gun's not going to go off. You could drop it and it would be safe and wouldn't injure anybody. Anyway, I'm going to set up a target out here in the rain because I'm an idiot. What can I say? But I appreciate you watching my channel anyway, and I'm going to shoot it a little bit for you, and then I'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, here goes nothing. Now, obviously, these Derringers are meant to be shot up close. You're not going to be making any, 50-yard shots with these things. So up close and personal, there's no recoil to it, really. I mean, it's just kind of a fun little thing to shoot. It's got 5 shots and shoots pretty well. Now, I'm glad there's no recoil to it, because you can see it bouncing around in my hand. There's just no grip to it either. So let me get it loaded up again, and we'll shoot it some more. It is darn difficult to get your finger on it. But like I said, fortunately, doesn't have any recoil to it. So once you've shot it, all you do is take out the little rod holds the cylinder in. And then make sure that that's on half cock. Slide the cylinder out, and that's what you got there. And then you take your little rod, if you can see the cylinder, and that's the little rod. You use your little rod to push the rounds out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you've loaded your gun again, and you've loaded the cylinder up again, you put the cylinder back inside the gun, and then you have to put this little flat or concave piece in where it faces the barrel, and you slide it in like so. And once it snaps in, then you can load, it's loaded up again, and you can shoot it again. As you can see, these are fabulous little revolvers. They're as reliable could be because they're so stupid simple, it's beyond belief. And they're tiny little things, so they can be tucked away anywhere, no matter what you're wearing. I mean, you can see, compared to my hand, that it's a tiny little revolver. Now that presents some problems because gripping it and drawing it and making sure your finger doesn't get in front of the muzzle and all those things are all things that you got to be concerned about. So if you're going to carry it or use it, or maybe just buy it for fun and shoot it a lot, realize you got to really pay attention when you're using it, because you can only get, really, if you look, one finger on it, and your trigger finger and your thumb to cock it, and that's about it. There's no such thing as a two-handed grip with these things. I don't know where you'd get your other hand. I mean, it's just, they're little dinky little things. But yet that's one of the reasons why they're chambered in 22 and 22 Magnum, because the recoil on them is, it's nothing. And so you can hang on to it and do it. Now, if you're a big guy like me, I'm a pretty good sized guy and I got big hands, it's a little harder to use a tiny little pistol like this. My son, who's 4 inches taller than me and whose hands, come out to here, it's ridiculous for him to try to use something like this. So obviously, the size of person that you are is going to make a difference. If you're a smaller stature person, you got smaller hands, these are going to be easier for you to manipulate. And I should let you know that North American Arms does make these bigger with larger grips and longer barrels and so on. So this is not the only style they make. If you get a chance, look at their website and you'll see they make a host of things. And quite honestly, they make them all really, really well. Anyway, there's the North American Arms Mini Derringer in 22 long rifle. Lots of fun, extremely reliable. I would not advise carrying it as your primary carry gun by any stretch of the imagination, but as a backup to your backup's backup, it might not be a bad choice. And honestly, they're just a boatload of fun. Thank you again for watching my videos. I really genuinely appreciate it. Our channel is growing like crazy, and it's because of you, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. It's because of the Lord. He tends to bless me a lot, and I'm hoping and praying that He blesses you too. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm pretty certain it's over here. It generally is. There should be a button up there for you to do that. And if you haven't already, please share us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those wonderful Tumblr's, another one, and all those wonderful internet places so that we can grow the channel and produce more videos for you. We try to produce them every week, and if we can, we try to knock out about 2 a week. It's a bit of a job, but we love doing it. It's a labor of love, so we'll keep doing it for you as often and as much as we can. And if you haven't already joined the National Rifle Association and you like guns and you like gun videos and you're not a member, you need to be. So I'm going to put a link right here for you to be able to join the NRA, and you can click on that link and it'll take you to a little spot on our website so that you can save a little money and you can join the NRA for a year for really less than what it costs you to buy 1 box of ammunition. That's a pretty good investment, particularly considering if you've watched the news at all. Everywhere in the United States, and even in a lot of it from our federal government, our Second Amendment rights are under attack constantly, and depending who becomes president this next time, we could really face a heck of a battle. If you're in a state like I'm in California. If you're in Connecticut or New Jersey or one of these states with crazy draconian gun laws, you're in a bigger battle than the rest of the country, and you need all the help you can get. The NRA is fighting these battles across the country and in every state. I urge you to join. So here's the link. Please do that. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll have some more videos coming up. Please check the ones that we've already done. And in the meantime, be safe.